and it cash flows over $1,000 a month.
Welcome to the 5 Questions Podcast, where we unlock real estate and business insights one question at a time. Welcome to the 5 Questions Podcast. I am your host, Mario Lamar. Our guest on today's show is a seasoned marketing and communication producer with over 30 years of experience and a passionate real estate investor focused on student housing. She leads creative teams to manage a thriving rental portfolio, and she brings a unique blend of strategy and heart to everything she does. Welcome, Patricia Wilson.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
so
show,
much.
Patricia. Patricia, the concept of the podcast is very simple. 5 questions about real estate or business, and we get straight to the point. You ready?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So as mentioned, you have over 30-year career leading marketing and creative teams. What key lessons from that world have most influenced your approach as a real estate investor today?
Oh, what a great question. How people, relationships. It comes down to relationships, building the team in either industry,
Yeah.
really trusting them, knowing their strengths, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses so that you have that covered in the scenario. Yeah, yeah, it would be relationships and trust that you're doing the best you can in whatever team environment you are and get and bring your best.
And when you say relationship, um, can we talk a little bit more on this? Because I think this is a very important point that people should know. Real estate is all about relationships. Some people think it's, oh, if you know how to calculate your numbers, then you're good. But you need people around you. So when you talk about relationships, what do you focus more when you're trying to learn about someone, for example?
Generally, all my teammates in either industry have been through referral through another relationship. So, um, honestly, I go with energy.
Yeah.
I I I go with um the sense if I can communicate, um, they're open. Um, they don't care that I drop F-bombs a lot. I know that's rude, but there's a certain people out there that do not like swearing, and
Yeah.
you can't work with them.
Yeah. Well, I think the point that you're saying here is the energy between the two people has to flow. If you're gonna
Yes,
be
the energy.
partners,
Yes,
if you're
you
gonna
have
be, yeah, go ahead.
you have to give each other, especially in the marketing and production side, because it's the creative energy of brainstorming and coming up with the solutions of to meet timelines, to meet the budget. Um, it has to be a lot of back and forth,
Yeah.
and you have to trust each other, and you have to like each other. I work with people I like, and they like me.
Yeah.
That's key. And I have worked with people I don't like,
Yeah.
and it just makes it a lot harder for yourself.
It doesn't
It
flow well.
doesn't flow. Every little mistake that can happen happens.
Yeah.
And then it's not because anybody's trying to make mistakes. It's just I can't tell you. I've had about a dozen projects in 30 years that from day one, no matter what we did, the team as a whole, it just went sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't pin it on anyone or pin it on anything. It's just the energy wasn't there.
Well, let's continue with our second question because we talked about you specializing in student housing. So
Yes.
what inspired that focus and what makes student rentals a smart investment in today's market?
What inspired it was the cash flow. I one day in 2011, early 2011 or late 2010, I can't remember, but I was part of a real estate group called Real Estate Action Group, here in Vancouver, and it was led by Ozzy Giroc. And anyways, by being a member of that group, we had access to deals, listings. Anybody could put their deal up, whatever. It was a
Yeah.
portal. So one evening, I'm logging in, and a member had posted my first house, the 650 Lambert Avenue. And I'm looking at the numbers, and I instantly bring up my spreadsheet that I was blessed to get from Kyle Green back in the day. And I put it in, and I'm like, and I do it again because I'm like, there's no way it can cash flow that much. And I put it again, and I was like, okay. So I show the numbers to my husband, and he's like, okay, go check it out. So I went, I looked at it. It's on the island,
Yeah.
and I live in Squamish. It's in the Nanaimo, and I went in there, and it was not even 8 years old yet, so everything was very new, and it was full, leased up, and I just enjoyed the vibe, the energy. The first year, I'm not gonna lie, was brutal because I was still under the misconception of real estate investing being passive or cash flow being passive.
Yeah.
So I wasn't proactive about the leases. I didn't know that the leases were going to expire soon or whatever. I didn't really pay attention to that side of the property management of the vacancy. Over the years, I've learned tons. And what I really enjoy about it is actually meeting the students, actually having tenants. Um, the student housing model is the term I use, but it's actually becoming more of a co-living model with young professionals that can't afford their own place yet after they graduate, first couple of years. So over the last 6 years, my tenancy is two-thirds young professionals and one-third students.
Wow.
And what I like about it is the turnover. I know a lot of people don't want turnover, but I get these students staying between 12 to 18, 24 months. With the co-living scenario, I get them staying 24 to 36 months. So the turnover is not like it used to be, where it used to be by term, right?
Yeah.
Um, so that helps the cash flow, obviously, with your vacancy rate being smaller. But it gives you an opportunity to raise rents if you can, which I have over the years. And it also, you're never empty because each room is an individual lease. At least that's how I operate. I have a very different handling of my student housing. I know a lot of people, I've met a lot of investors that do student housing, and they're much more hands off.
Yeah.
So I enjoy doing the property manager. I enjoy putting the tenants in, and making sure the dynamics fit and this everybody gets along and stuff like that. But what got me into it was the money, cash flow, pure
Well,
cash flow.
nobody's gonna argue with you on that if the
No,
cash flow
no,
is
and
good.
it's still cash flow. The Nanaimo house or duplex, I own both sides now. I bought one side in 2011, the second side in 2014, and there's 6 rooms per side, and it cash flows over $1,000 a month.
That's good. Very good.
Yeah.
Brings us to our third question. And
Hmm.
I wanted to ask you, how has your creative background help you find, renovate, market your properties differently than maybe the average investor?
Well, the average investor, um, depending on their training, right, or their education, um, don't really aren't aware of the marketing tools that I am. Like I already own domains across the Canada
Yeah.
for student housing. I have a template for my websites, and I've utilized SEO. I got my Google profiles for each house. All the tools that I use for my clients to succeed in their business. I treat it like a business.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the difference between your average real estate investor or your new real estate investor. I don't know if maybe it's a side hustle or whatever. But I treat it as a business. The minute I'm looking at a property, I'm looking at how I'm going to market it, who's around there. Obviously the market is hugely important, and the community. You have to, for student housing, you have to be within 20 minutes of walking to the school. Ideally 10 minutes is the perfect scenario, plus
Yeah.
having amenities and all, and the bus route there too for going out but my marketing has brought in, um, I'm not afraid to try different messaging and communications through Facebook, places for students, Kijiji,
Yeah.
all rentals, like, and experimenting with different copy and stuff and see what's attracting. I can see what's giving me the best return of the marketing kind of thing. So, and I treated like, I think because marketing to me is my business, that has translated nicely into treating the student housing as a business versus just income, extra income, and my retirement fund kind of thing.
And there was one word in the question was renovate, and I'm curious to know what you're going to say about that. But your creativity, is there something that you do in each of your houses that is specific because it's student housing? Is there something that you put in, like a type of amenity, or is there
Um,
something that comes out?
I try to make them very modern, contemporary, funky. Especially the Edmonton one, I went in with a healthy budget and I just changed the lighting. I just added really great furniture, or and added furniture pieces because the cool thing is all the places I've bought have come with some sort of amount of furniture.
Okay.
So I added to it and made it more contemporary, more modern. The two houses, the two duplexes I have, or three, all have light, lots of light. You need brightness, you
Yeah.
need it to be welcoming, and you need space. With six people living in two floors, so you need living space that works well for different personalities and cooking styles. So you try to make it as welcoming as possible. I've never done a reno per se. I'm not a fixer flipper or whatever that. Edmonton, all I bought is cosmetics. Everything's more cosmetics to attract the clientele I want, which is young professionals, master students, even first year students, because the parents at this point are looking at the places. So making it look new and fresh.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Very good. Question number four, and this we touched a little bit on it, but I want to go deeper with you. Um, as a deal finder and joint venture partner,
Yep.
what do you look for in a successful real estate collaboration, and what should people know before they partner up with someone?
Again, back to the original question about teams and liking you have to like the person you're joint venture. You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to be, you don't even have to be friends, to be honest. Your business acquaintance, with respect and trust. You each know your strengths and weaknesses. Again, back to strengths and weaknesses, and respect each other's role. So I'm the working partner in my JV, and the money partner is very passive. And that's how I approach it. I make it very black and white in the beginning of the the initial interest
Agreement or yeah,
agreement, or even when chit chatting with
yeah,
at a party and people ask you what you do kind of thing. um I just really focus on expectations. What do each side of the agreement want? Like, I want this, what do you want? And having it documented so that there's no surprises,
yeah.
no question marks. The joint venture agreement is pretty um clear. Clarity.
Yeah, clarity. That's what I was gonna say. There's a one word that comes out of it is clarity.
Yeah.
You don't want surprises.
No, because the owning a home is enough of a surprise. Like,
Yeah,
you could get a backup, or something, the tenant goes crazy or whatever, but the actual relationship that started the whole joint venture has to be solid and very clear.
yeah. Well, it brings us to our last and final question for today.
Yay!
You're
That was fast.
you're clearly passionate about helping others grow,
Yep.
whether it's in your business or real estate. What's one piece of advice you'd give someone who is starting their journey, either in business or real estate?
Education. Education. Let's focus on real estate. You really should educate yourself the fundamentals of real estate and the pillars that make a market good, why you'll make cash flow, and your personality. You might not be a property manager. Like my students are my clients in my
Yeah.
business, so I treat them as clients. I've seen a lot of um, property managers and real estate investors treat their tenants like they're not worthy of their attention,
Okay.
and it's a partnership.
Yeah.
So to learn all that, to feel it out, but make sure you know what you want if you're going to get into real estate, your why. And we all talk about our why. And I found when I started real estate investing, I didn't have a why. I just liked it. I
Yeah.
just really enjoyed the vibe of real estate investing, the knowledge, the people. Eventually I got my why, other than I want more money.
Yeah.
Um, but education is my portfolio grew once I decided to invest in myself to learn more, past the fundamentals like joint ventures. I highly recommend Michael Ponte's classes. They're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um, and the Savvy Squad, like surround yourself with like-minded people or people that know more than you. Pick their brains, go to networking, ask questions. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know this, you
Yeah.
know? And with money or without, whatever's part of the equation you want to do, you should always do your own alone. I think everybody who's a real estate investor should have something in their portfolio that they've done themselves because they've learned how to get there. And then
Yeah.
they can really understand what that means to have that in their portfolio, either as a joint venture or whatever, you know. But it comes down to education and experience, getting
I,
the education.
I like the fact that you put the importance on education because it costs money, right?
Yeah,
When kids go to school, you buy supplies, you pay for the school taxes and all this.
yeah,
But as adults, a lot of people think, oh, well, I'll just learn it, on my own. Well,
yeah,
invest in yourself.
yeah,
Invest in yourself. The money that you pay to learn from people that have done it before and better than you is
yeah,
going to come back to you.
yeah, yeah. And there, invest in yourself. And if it's financially difficult, then put in the time, because there
Yeah.
are a lot of resources out there. You just have to put in the time.
Yeah.
And then once you put in the time, you'll know what you want to do in real estate, because there's so many strategies out there that it is very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Patricia, thank you so much for giving us your insight today.
Thank you for having me.
I hope that all of our listeners will take a piece of your wisdom on their journey. And I'm looking forward to see you soon. See you again very soon.
Thank you for having me, Mario. Take care.
Bye bye. Thanks for tuning in to the 5 Questions podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell on our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. Stay tuned for more insights and tips to transform your real estate and business game. See you next time.